Hey guys, I just want to talk about my new knife. This is a Camillus OVB Jerry Fisk Bowie. Seven-inch blade, half-inch ricasso, guard right here, desert ironwood handle. It comes with a leather sheath like this with a belt stud. Basically, if you want to conceal this, what it does, it's like a pressure fit. The stud hangs on your belt, and assuming you have belt pressure, you're able to pull the knife out and carry this concealed in a pretty slim package. If you don't want to carry it concealed, it comes with a little frog with a belt loop like this. Looks like a really high quality leather sheath. I'm gonna try to rock it for a while. It's a little out of my comfort zone. It feels a little bit dangerous. I think I'd rather have Kydex. But it does hang on the belt pretty well. It goes in the waistband pretty well. And if you're wearing the right type of jeans, it's a pretty good pocket knife. So another thing a little out of my comfort zone, the traditional feel, the wood handle, leather sheath. I was a little bit worried about this handle being too slick and having it slip out of my hand. But the way that this handle is contoured is amazing. It just fits my hand really well in all grips. I don't feel like I could turn it. It'd be really hard to pull it out. And you can do the old style Randall combat grip, which is kind of how they would fight with Bowies back in the day, is they have the belly pointed up, the clip point down, and they would have this clip point sharpened. This didn't come sharpened, but it is a thin false edge. It could be sharpened. And I think if you hit something with this tip, it's just going to lay them right open. But what they would do back in the day is they would hold it backwards, I guess. And they would use this sharp tip for a little extra reach and slashing power. When you hit with that tip, it would really open someone up. Another thing they would do is use a guard just like this. Put a finger over, use this to block your hand, and that's how they would extract from the stab, like a push, pull. So I mean, this feels like I've never had a knife like this. It's about 3/16 thick. It's a full tang. Although it's a hidden tang, it's not a stick tang. But it is extremely light and fast. First impression is I absolutely love this knife. Showed you guys the sheath. It also comes with a case. But I plan on carrying it. I might try to wet form the leather, just to reduce any chance of it slipping out on me. And I'll probably eventually end up getting a Kydex made or make one myself. The steel on this bad boy is carbon V. It's a high carbon steel, similar to 1095, even a little bit closer to 1095 Crovan because it has a little bit of chromium and vanadium added in the mix. This came extremely sharp. I don't know if you could see, I already shaved off a patch of hair when I first got it. But it is shaving sharp. Absolutely love this knife, how light it feels, how fluid it feels with a big chunk of sharpened metal. You know, I have to think this is how a real Bowie is supposed to feel. Even though this is a little bit on the small side, it's a combat utility size. Especially if you're a military, you're going to be carrying a lot of gear, armed guards, police officers as well. You might want a little bit lighter knife with some reach. You know, typically a Bowie is at least 8 inches. This is 7 sharpened, 7.5 to the guard. But I absolutely love this. I mean, it just feels like you could conquer the world with this knife. How it fits in my hand, how it's so light and fast, but feels very durable too. I mean, this is really like a masterful, functional work of art. Like the way he has the geometry down and has it so light. It's just kind of a feat of engineering to me. Pictures don't do this thing any justice. A video is not going to do this any justice. You have to feel it in hand and just feel, you know, it's like you're giving it a handshake and it's gripping you back. It's just an amazing feeling to have this knife in my hand. You know, it feels really good. Reverse edge. Feels really good in like a standard saber edge. The guard is not too long. So, I mean, it is stopping my hand from going forward and doing its job. But for me, it's not uncomfortable to post up on that spine. The guard's not really digging in. You know, so if you're doing push cuts or whatever, it's perfectly fine putting your thumb there without it really digging. It's just like they kind of thought of everything when they did this. You know, like I said, saber grip feels great. Reverse grip feels great. Reverse Randall grip, you know, for the plunge in, pull up. This is to be able to pull out, extract the blade. You could maybe do it here too. It's a little shallow, you know. Again, with the thumb, you could kind of pull back with the thumb too. Yeah, absolutely love this knife, guys. I mean, these came out in 2002 as a special edition, you know, through Jerry Fisk. Only 500 were made. As you can see on my guard, I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is number 104 out of 200, and they stopped making these. But yeah, I own a lot of knives. I've never felt anything like this, where it's thick, sturdy, robust, grips you back. And the edge it takes, I gotta imagine this is just a fine grain steel. It's just a toothy sharp right out of the box, which I think is probably the type of edge you would want with the Bowie knife. You want a lot of tooth to kind of hack grip slash. You're not necessarily doing like fine culinary cuts Although, although this is a thick knife, I think it's fairly thin behind the edge. I think you could do some food prep with this. It is not stainless, so you will need to oil it. But just a beautiful, beautiful knife, and it's just I can't put into words how this feels in hand. It just feels absolutely incredible. Feels like I could choke back and do some light chopping. It's just undescribable, guys. This is an absolutely great knife. I got this on eBay, and ironically, it was a little cheaper than what it retailed at. You know, I think they could potentially charge a lot more for something like this. Just the quality, the fit and finish, how it feels. Yeah, I don't want to be too much, guys, but this just feels amazing, and I've never had a knife like this. All right, over and out.